On this episode of Test Chamber, we're taking a look at Hyrule Warriors, a game from Tecmo Koei, Nintendo, and Omega Force that, when it was announced, it kind of was received with a collective groan, as the Dynasty Warriors games have been out for a while, and people, I think, maybe wanted a different Zelda experience than one that was set in kind of the framework of Dynasty Warriors. I'm Andrew Reiner, everyone. Playing the game right now is Midna, right? Is Kyle Hilliard.
Yes, I'm playing as Midna from Twilight Princess.
And this is the 6th level in the game. Actually, you have 3 different choices at this point in the game where you can pick a Twilight Princess stage. You could pick one from, is it Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, Ocarina, Twilight, and Skyward Sword are the 3. Yeah.
So we're doing that here, and Kyle is kicking butt. You already finished the game. You completed a review. It's on the site. You gave it a very positive rating of 8.
Yeah, I liked it. I was actually one of those naysayers when they first announced it. I was like, this is not what I want for Zelda. You know, it almost seems like an abuse of the franchise and the character. But I really, playing it a bit, it really separates itself from the kind of main Zelda games in a fun way, and it's just fun to beat up these familiar Zelda enemies as familiar Zelda characters, and I had a good time with it.
And one thing I'll point out is it has really great production values. It looks stunning on the Wii U. Even playing it on the gamepad, which I've done a lot at home, as my wife is watching TV or whatever, it looks great. And they do a really nice job with cinematics. You might not see that here today. We're hoping we can get to a point where we have a big cinematic moment. That's why we chose this level.
Yeah, there's
some really cool cutscenes with all the characters. And you get to control more characters than you have in any Zelda game.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you play more as Link, so more than just as Link. So you really get to play a lot more than any other Zelda game.
Who are some of the highlights of the playable characters?
Well, they revealed Ganondorf, and he's a lot of fun. It's really fun to play as him, and he's also really strong, which is just cool. Playing as Midna now. Midna's different. They're all pretty distinct, which is nice. Like a lot in Dynasty Warriors, I kind of felt like no one differentiated that much. I mean, everyone changed a little bit, but here they feel a lot more distinct. Like Fi for Skyward Sword feels much different than any other character. She kind of bounces along and flows in an interesting way, compared to like Link and Impa, who are more like sword-focused fighters, and they kind of feel more like, you know, like traditional melee characters, which, you know, isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I got a chest. This is always weird to see other characters besides Link open a chest. Let's see if I can do it.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, like you can, you know, when you start playing as Ganondorf, you can unlock a chest and see Ganondorf like kick the thing open, and
it shouldn't play that music for other characters. It should just be nothing, and it should just be awkward and weird,
just silent. That's a really missed opportunity there.
And we are in Legend mode. This is basically the story mode. There's also a really deep. Kyle, you're going to have to remind me of the name of it, but a deep additional mode that's basically the map from the original Zelda.
Yeah, I think it's called Adventure Mode, I think. I don't remember the exact name, but basically what you have is like you look at the NES map of the original Zelda game, and you get these little challenges on each of the squares of the original map, which might be something like... I played this really weird one, which was funny because I got really excited about it going in, and it was like, all right, you're going to take a quiz. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I want to test my Zelda knowledge, take a break from all this melee stuff. But all it really was just like, it gave me 2 enemies, and it was like, defeat the enemy holding a shield. And there was one enemy with a shield and one without. It really wasn't a quiz, which was a little disappointing. But it wasn't disappointing in the sense that it was much different than just like go out there and fight a bunch of people. You know, like it gives you these little short challenges, and what happens is you unlock items that you can use to kind of open up more areas of the map, and you can find weapons there. And I really liked that mode because it gave you these kind of short and sweet challenges that felt a lot different than this, which is kind of grindy. Like you're just sort of beating up people for a long time, like maybe like 30, 40 minutes in a level.
Right.
So it was nice.
I will say on top of that, they do have nice boss encounters.
Yes, I like the bosses a lot.
are kind of true to the designs in the Zelda games to an extent.
Yeah, and that's another way that I feel like this is better than just your standard Dynasty Warriors, and is that the bosses kind of force you to take advantage of the items that you found earlier to defeat them, which is like in Dynasty Warriors mostly you're just kind of dodging and just beating the crap out of these powerful soldiers you find on the battlefield. But here in Hyrule Warriors, at least you get to use items, and there is at least a small puzzle element to it, which is really welcome.
Nice. And just to point out what's going on the screen here, your rupees signify what?
I mean, they're rupees, so you can use them to upgrade your character and stuff like that.
And then the power meters, the X meter, which you have highlighted now. That is... Nope, you just got a chest. Is that the one where it's kind of your super speed?
In the top left there, you see it's kind of flashing X. Like, that's what you're building up to fire off your sort of super attack, like this right here. And you just build that up as you fight through enemies and stuff like that.
And then there's a second special meter underneath that, which does what for you?
I don't remember with Midna, because everyone kind of has a different sort of meter. Like Ganondorf, you could build up his meter by using your special attacks, and then you could kind of unleash it as you built up. And I don't remember what...
Yeah, Link has that kind of thing too, where it's a big special attack. Hers isn't filling up here.
Yeah.
And then there's a third meter, which is running along the side there vertically.
Yeah, that's your magic meter.
That's magic, and then the meter at the bottom is your experience, which levels you up.
Yeah.
Gives you more attribute boosts. Whoop. There's also collectible weapons in the game, weapon crafting to an extent.
Yeah, weapon crafting is... I don't know. Crafting is kind of a strong word. It's more like you...
Combining.
Yeah, you're kind of combining them. It's cool, though. It kind of lets you sort of filter your inventory a little bit and get more weapons. Instead of having just a bunch of swords, like you don't use, any of them at all. Like you can combine them with your more powerful weapons to get cool stuff.
And just like Dynasty Warriors, you see the map there. This is an active battlefield. There's all sorts of different battles taking place in real time here. You'll see call-outs on there like, I need help, this base is going to fall. Kyle is heading toward his mission. They're usually highlighted pretty well on the map. He could take out Territory's gate captains to give his team an advantage, more troops.
So this is a cool thing. I found the hook shot earlier. Which you can use as a weapon, but you can also use it to kind of get around the battlefield, which is nice.
And usually in that instance, you wouldn't be able to get up there. You would have to run around, take the long way.
That's right, yeah. I already played this level, which is why I already had the hook shot, but like this is the level where you get the hook shot. And we're gonna fight a boss. Hopefully we can beat him, so you can see like one of those instances where you get to actually use items to fight bosses, which is super cool.
Yeah, so here you go. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on in the map here. Kyle, it looks like he's going to track down some troops that are heading toward his base.
Yeah, I'm going to take this guy out real quick, because when you take out the outpost captains, you kind of unlock that area. So, some of my soldiers are spawning near this spot.
Yeah, otherwise enemies spawn out of there. And it's just an endless stream of baddies unless you take out those territories.
All right, let's go fight Argarok.
But the combos are done well. It looks like every character has a fairly robust move list. Maybe robust isn't the right word again, but it's more than just mashing one button. There's holds, hold down the buttons. If you go into the menu, it's kind of a list that grows as you level up and earn. What are they called? Badges?
Yeah, you can buy, and you find items on the battlefield, and then you can use your money to give your characters badges, which will give them more combos or make their attacks stronger, or in some cases give them 2 special meters, which is always nice. So you can charge up your special meter a lot more.
There we go. Boom.
I'm a big fan of Twilight Princess as far as Zelda goes. It's one of my favorite Zeldas, so I really like
best dungeons in the series.
I think so. I really love that game a lot, and I love the sort of dark tone of it, and I really like playing as Midna. And Zant appears as a fighter and as a boss in this game. And I even called him out specifically in my review as being this character that I always thought was really cool, that was sort of doomed to just exist in this one Zelda game, Twilight Princess, because, spoiler alert, you fight and kill him at the end. But it's nice that he kind of gets to exist again, if
Right.
that makes sense. Because I just always liked to be super weird and crazy and cool. And he's around here somewhere. I don't know if we can actually fight him or not. Let's see.
I think there's a way to see who's where on your map, but it's not worth the time because we're trying to get to something cool.
Yeah. Hopefully we can make it.
Kyle's doing a good job. I think we're gonna have the time. Nice.
These guys are always a pain. Let's see. I can use my hook shot though. Kind of pull him out of the sky. Or not. He was already on the ground, so I didn't need to do that. I need to get some. So the magic meter on the top left, you have to find magic to actually fill it up. So I need to actually start looking for that so we can do some.
I wonder if there's weapons, like weapon augments that will give you that option, maybe just to autofill.
Well, what you can do is you can buy, using items and money, you can buy things that, like for one stage, will increase like the number of items that fall or the number of potions that appear. Which isn't necessarily, necessary. I didn't use them a lot, but they're there, which is nice. If you want to like specifically go in and if you're looking for a specific weapon or you really want more weapons or items or something like that, you can use one of those potions and replay a level, and that'll make more appear, which is nice.
And I should point out there are two control schemes in this, which is the first thing you see when you turn on the game is you want to play it like Dynasty Warriors or Zelda.
That's right. Yeah, I actually, since it was the first thing that happened, I totally forgot about that. I defaulted to Zelda, which I think just kind of...
I did too. Which controls well, if you hold down the left trigger, you kind of go into that lock-on view.
Yeah, but you can only lock on to the
generals or the big beasts, which makes sense, and that's what you want. Like when you go into bases, you don't want to lock on to one of 100 people.
That'd be ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, this guy's not happy. Yeah, these little flying guys are always a pain. You don't have the hook shot the first couple of times you fight them, which is a pain. So you have to kind of just wait till they come down.
And there's usually a trick to taking out enemies, like a stun.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it whenever there's like kind of that pizza shape that comes up.
Yeah, if you whittle that down, you kind of do a special attack that'll knock out more damage. You get a cool animation out of it.
Which is cool. The production values are through the roof on this. The number of unique animations, not just for a number of characters, but like we're just talking about, the finishers for different enemies. It's very cool how much is in this game.
It's weird that Midna is like, she rides a wolf, but it's not Link. I don't know who it is. It just some Twilight creature, I guess.
And she really doesn't need to.
Yeah.
She could fly.
She's floating.
But, I mean, really, Kyle, think about it. If you had a chance to summon a spectral wolf, you would do it.
Oh, absolutely. Of course.
And if it was cool with you riding on its back, you would totally do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I would get to work every day. That's how I would walk to your office to ask you questions.
Uh-oh, two of them. Are they necessary?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there was the little pizza thing.
Oh, okay, so now we got to go protect this magic circle.
We got two things going on at once here.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic, and this level I have two sort of main secondary characters with me. I can't remember her name. Agatha, I think is her name, from Twilight Princess, who collected the bugs. She's actually a fighter, which is like a super random character to pull from Twilight Princess. And then there's Lana. Lana's the original character that appears in Hyrule Warriors. So the story to a certain degree revolves around Lana. Like she is the equivalent of actually that would be a spoiler to go too deep, but she's kind of the reason that a lot of the stuff is happening in Hyrule Warriors. So that's all I'll say. And she's surprisingly cool. Like, I really did not care about her. I didn't even want to play as her, just because she wasn't a character I knew, But she's cool. She has cool attacks, and she has this book, and she can also use like a Deku staff and like call in all these environmental attacks and stuff like that. So she's pretty fun to play as.
There's a fair amount of fan service in this, whether it's
absolutely.
Just the loading icon being classic. or just like you're talking about just call outs to other characters and stuff like that, giving them the spotlight.
Yeah, all the items in the game are named after something from another Zelda game. Like you can unlock, like I was saying earlier, like one of the things you can buy with items and money in the game is an extra special attack meter, which is handy. And to do that, the item is called the Fierce Deity Mask, and it's like a little picture of a Fierce Deity Mask from Majora's Mask, which is really cool.
So do you think this is probably just a one-off series for a one-off game?
That's a good question.
It seems like with the amount that they put in from the different worlds or different games and the characters.
Well, so I will say this: there are a ton of Zelda references everywhere from like all kinds of games, but really the main references come from Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time. And that's where you have like all the playable characters are mostly from those games. The levels are from those games. So they could do more that focuses on like a new collection of
maybe that
Zelda
was
games.
I didn't know that. Maybe that's intentional then. Maybe.
Yeah. So like even as like DLC or something, like they could have like Majora's Mask levels or something like that, which I think would be really awesome because I love the Majora's Mask is like up there in terms of like my favorite Zelda games or like I would have liked to see Wind Waker, even though it would be totally sort of separate and look way different from everything else. I think that'd be kind of fun if it was like just there. So we're trying to take out this dragon and we keep throwing these chains to try to pull him down, but it's not working.
No, it is. You're getting success.
He's getting something here. But I mean, we gotta come up with something, Reiner, to just,
gotta
really
get up there.
Stick it to him. All right, where's my next?
And our test chambers are usually about 15 to 20 minutes, but we're going to go longer on this one because we really want to show something off.
There's something I really want you guys to
there.
see. So,
but we're not. No offense, Kyle. We still need to make serious progress on this map.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. Some hearts. So one of the things I mentioned in my review, because I reviewed the last Dynasty Warriors, and I totally get Dynasty Warriors. I understand why it has a big fan base because it's really empowering to kind of fight like lots of enemies at once. But it's also just the combat's kind of bland and it just gets old. But one of the reasons that I like Hyrule Warriors more than Dynasty Warriors. Other than, just having all the Zelda references, which is super cool. Like, I have context for everything, which is something I didn't have in Dynasty Warriors. Like, I don't really know Chinese history. I'm not interested in those characters. The stories are just, the dialogue's not good. The cutscenes don't really explain what's happening in the story. I just, like, Dynasty Warriors lives and dies by how fun its combat is. Where this, even though the combat does get repetitive, I was interested in what was happening, and I was excited to see who I would meet next. And the story is simple enough, and the characters I know, so I wanted to keep playing.
Right.
Okay, so Reiner, I think this is where this is kind of what we're building up to. I think.
Oh yeah, the fairies.
Yeah, so you find these in a bunch of levels, and they help you. They make things easier. They'll like. One level that like sets on fire. I think a Deku Tree level sets on fire, and they bring down rain, which is nice. Okay, so this is awesome.
Looks the same, Kyle.
That's what you think. Oh, where's that chain going?
Looks the same, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Look at that!
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That's how you kill a dragon.
I love that. It's making me giggle just watching it. Just using Majora's Mask as a freaking weapon is
super
so awesome.
But now you're all doomed.
Yeah.
Time's gonna repeat itself.
Damn right, mission successful. We fucking brought down the moon.
Well, that's all we need to show. Actually, we're right on time, Kyle.
Yeah. So yeah, this if you liked Zelda and you like beating the crap out of lots of enemies, I would recommend Hyrule Warriors. It's a good time.
And it's available when?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's September 26th. So it'll be like next week when this test chamber goes up. So it's not too far off. It's not out yet, but pretty soon. I promise.
All right. Well, thanks for showing us that. And as always, stay tuned for another episode of Test Chamber any day. Thanks for watching.